Hydaelyn. A vibrant planet blessed by the light of the crystal. Amid azure seas, encompassing the westernmost of the 3 great continents, there lies a realm embraced by gods and forged by heroes. Her name, Eorzea. The annals of Eorzean history chart the rise of a succession of great civilizations, each one enjoying an age of peace, the astral eras. To date, all have proven ephemeral. In the year 1572 of the 6th and most recent astral era, the Northern Empire of Garlemald amassed a great army at the heart of Eorzea, seeking dominion over all. Rising in desperate resistance, the forces of the Eorzean alliance met their would-be conquerors in the field. Yet, even as the battle raged, the lesser moon, Dalamud, was plucked from the heavens through imperial machination. From its core emerged the elder primal Bahamut, who unleashed his fury upon the realm. The devastation brought Eorzea to its knees and the era to its end. 5 years have come and gone. The light of life still shines upon Eorzea. Man labors tirelessly to raise himself from the calamity's ruin. The realm is forever changed, a stranger to him once more. Yet heedless of what lies ahead, he shall press on. Spurred by the promise of peace and prosperity. Amid this period of great change, an adventurer arrives in Eorzea, one whose tale is yet unwritten. May he ever walk in the light of the crystal.
Hello and welcome everyone to the most exciting episode of your lives. This will be Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. My plans for the series include, but are not limited to, I suppose, finishing the main story and showing off all the dungeons from 1 to 50. That, of course, includes Castrum Meridianum and the other one, the Praetorium. Yes. And if all goes well, I might show off a bit of other stuff other than that. So, we're not obviously going to be playing as Natsuki Rene, because there wouldn't be much of a main story to do. And this is my brother's character. He uses my account because he's too lazy to, and cheap, to buy his own. So, let's create a new character. And thus why I said this is going to be the most exciting episode of your lives. Because today, we're talking about the character creation screen. this is a very important screen after all in any MMO. If you want to skip to action and me having actually done all this stuff, you're gonna have to wait until episode 2 releases. And if it's already released, you can go ahead and skip, I suppose, because I pretty much told you everything that's important or pertinent to the LP itself. Now we're just going to play around with the characters. First off is the hero. I'm not gonna sit there and read that whole thing to you. I'm hoping at 1080p you all can read it. If you can't, I'm sure there's a description on Final Fantasy XIV's website somewhere. I feel like I need to shout into this microphone or something. Maybe bring it closer. Test, test. Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, so, this is the hero. Basically, it's the human race. They're humans. I mean, there's not much else to say about them. They're very standard. They have standard stats, standard everything. That's what a lady looks like. I mean, yeah. I never play humans Let's try that again. I never play as human in anything I've ever played before. So, I'm not going to start now. Next up is the Eorzea. They are elf people. They have high... I can actually look here in a second. Final Fantasy XIV character stats. Oh man. Unless it says it on there somewhere. No? Okay, didn't think so. You can also click the right stick, and now they're naked. Awesome. They can also do a unique pose. I usually don't like to do that when doing this thing with the, you know, the character creation, because it makes them talk the whole time and it's really annoying. Like that clicking noise that I'm sure you're all ignoring right now. And in fact probably can't even hear, and so no one knows what I'm talking about. Alright, so here... Oh yeah, that's right. When you well, we'll just go over the basic overview of the races for now. Strength, Dex, Vit, Intelligence, Mind, and Piety. Okay. So, Eorzea have a higher Dex usually, or Intelligence, than any other race, actually. They have the highest base Dex stat of everyone. So they're really good ranged physical DPS. Which, at this point, is only the Bard. Though there have been rumors going around that they could be making a gunslinging class of some kind, which I will definitely be playing as at some point. They actually also have the highest intelligence stat, I believe. Yeah, as a Duskwhite. Okay, maybe I should go over this then. So, each race has 2 sub-races. Oh, that's actually what they call it on the race stat guide thing I've got open over here. So the sub races here, maybe I can show you. Yeah, Midlander and Highlander. Oh, they actually have their stats right there. I feel pretty dumb now. Okay, so you can see the Midlander. His top stats are only 21, but he has 21 in all strength, intelligence, and piety. Which means he's a pretty decent black mage or physical DPS, but his mind is so low that healing could be a little bit of an issue. Except for the fact that when you get that high level, your race doesn't really matter anymore. But it is just that little extra push, you know, that makes you different, I guess. I don't know. And you can see the Highlander here. His starting attributes have the highest strength stat, I believe, even than a Rogadin. Man, that's crazy. Okay. So he has the highest strength stat at 23, and vitality at 22, so he's a pretty decent tanker as well. They actually make pretty good white mages, except for the fact that they have no piety. It's weird. I hit circle expecting it to go back. Apparently, that was a mistake. Oh, I'm supposed to... Options? Wait, I'm confused. Nope. That wasn't options, you idiot. That was... Well, I don't want to quit. I want to go back. How do I go back? I'm confused. Okay, we're gonna try that again, I guess. Is there really no? Oh, it's right there. Okay, well, I hit circle though, and then it goes to clan, and then it does that. Oh, okay. So, clan must be something different. Oh, huh. Okay. So this is the Ellison. I'm also gonna show off all the female races because why not? All right. So this is your Midlander and Highlander. So there you go. The Highlander looks kind of not Asian, Indian maybe. I don't know. Either way, next up is Ellison. They are the elf class, as I was saying. They have high natural dexterity, the highest in the game, as a wildwood. So that makes them the technical best bards and future ranged physical DPS in the future. Yes. They're also pretty good black mages with the high intelligence. Oh, and summoner, I suppose, would be a thing. But Duskwhite is better if you wanted to be Summoner Black Mage because they have the highest intelligence stat in the entire game that you can achieve. They both have... this one has more piety, so... the Duskwhite would definitely be the way you'd want to go if you wanted to be a healer, though. Next up is the Lalafell. The Lalafell. They are adorable. Actually, we're going to cover them last. Okay, so next up is the Makote. They are your beast character class. They have cat ears. There's really not much else to say about them. They're girl cats. So they have pretty high dex and strength. So that actually makes them, and which is good for what I made her, but they have a pretty high strength and dex, as I just said. Man, I'm gonna just repeat myself over and over and over. But that makes them, again, good physical DPS, pretty much good at everything, actually. The intelligence is a little low, but other than that, it's pretty decent. Keepers of the Moon are the best healer. They have 23 mind and 22 piety. That is insane. But well, they also have pretty good dex because they're cats. But if you wanted to tank with a Keeper of the Moon, could be harder than Rogadin, for sure. Speaking of Rogadin, oh my god, we're looking at a male. Okay, so the Rogadin are Sea Wolves and Hellsguard. The Sea Wolves have the highest vitality stat in the game, as well as a pretty high strength stat as well, 22. So they're probably the best tank, which makes sense, considering how big they are. And Hellsguard lowers that, but they don't have stellar mage stats. In fact, Hellsguard is almost more midlane than Hyur. And finally, the class that the race that we're going to be playing as is the Lalafell, which will be pretty funny because Plainsfolk have 18 vitality and Dunesfolk have 17. So I guess I'll be a Plainsfolk. But I'm going to be playing a Lalafell tank because why not? In this game, you can literally be any race that you like. They actually make pretty good bards, holy crap. I'm assuming that is for the ranged physical DPS that will be coming out in the future, and it'll make a lot more sense. Because Lalafell bards are funny to look at. They got, you know, the bow on their back, and it's huge compared to the rest of themselves. Dunesfolk are the best healer, minus the Makote Keeper of the Moon, because their mind and piety are just switched versions, but higher mind is usually better because that's your healing potency, whereas piety is your MP. I should also probably go over the stats. Strength, you know, it's how hard you hit stuff, unless you're a bard or a mage. How hard you physically hit stuff with your fists / your spear / your sword as a paladin, or axe as a marauder. I just said one as the job and one as a class. Okay. Well, anyway, dexterity is only important if you are a ranged physical DPS, which, as I've said 100 times now, that's the bard. So the only ones who that matters to is a bard, but it affects your damage per second. Vitality affects how much HP you have. So there's that. It's like piety, but with HP. Intelligence, of course, is the potency of your black magic / summoning spells, and in a way, I guess it also affects your damage if you're doing it as a healer too. But their spells aren't very potent, except for Holy. Holy is crazy, but I've never actually gotten a chance to use it because I'm only a level 17 Conjurer on Natsuki. So there's that. Yeah, that pretty much about covers that. What have we been doing here now? 16 minutes. Heck yeah. All right. We're gonna be the shortest Lalafell in the world, and that just looks weird on a Lalafell. I mean, just look at them. Just look at them. They're almost like children in a way, but you know. She's gonna have this huge axe, and it will be pretty awesome. Also, should mention that, well, I'll get there when I get there. So skin color, that's just weird. Nah, I like the way it is. It's pretty decent color there, so we'll stick with that. This hairstyle's gotta go though. That's just ugly. That's kind of interesting, actually. I'm actually kind of liking that one. Ew. Oh my god. Those buns! Okay, I do like this one. The one with the ponytail. It's pretty nice. This one's not too bad. This one is the default. That's not too bad either. Ooh, I like that one. That's just... Why? Why is there... Okay. Oh man. The zooming in this game, it's pretty amazing. Or at least the character creation. Zooming in the game is actually fine. There's only one thing you really need to know about zoom in this game. Always be at max distance from the camera. Or keep the camera max distance from the character at all times. And that's all you need to know. I'm kind of torn. I do like the simplicity of this look, but this one just looks wild. What the heck? This one, yeah. Maybe a little too wild. I do like this one. Yeah, that's good. This hair color is definitely not gonna fly though. I mean, we definitely need something way more interesting, like wait, I just had a great shade of pink here. Yes! Pink hair. Standard for any anime character, right? Alright. That's weird. Why don't I get to... Wait, hold on. Can I like go back? Oh, okay. Highlights. Yeah, I was looking for that, but I didn't activate. Oh, I like that. Do I like anything better though? Does it look better darker? I actually liked it lighter. Yeah. 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 Okay. Man, I'm probably making people dizzy for one thing. Alright, so the face. The face. No, that's Scream Tsundere. So we're totally gonna pick it, of course. Jaw type, 2, because it has the least, weird puffy face look. Eye shape, yeah, I like that. Iris size, definitely has to go large. Like I said, anime character. Eye color, that's just creepy looking and demonic, not to mention. we're gonna stick with kind of a bluish or maybe a purplish. I sound like a freaking... When it comes to character creation, I'm very picky about certain things. Like this purple color. This purple color is great. I like that. Eyebrow type. Might as well stick with the first one. Why not? Nose is definitely something I look at, especially from here. Oh, okay, that's the difference. That just looks unnatural. Nah, we'll stick with type 1. That's what I think of when I look at that face. Lip color, yuck. Gonna be honest, I don't really like lip color, at least not on my characters in games. You know, if my girlfriend's watching this, I don't mind. I don't mind at all. I actually don't, but in games it's just I don't know. They either have way too much or it's might as well not be there. That pointy ears, yeah. Yeah. Also, huge Dumbo. Oh my god, that is ridiculous. Maybe like 15, a little less long. Yeah, that's good. Facial features. I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking at. Really thick eyebrows, really thick eye things, an earring on the left or right. I had to think of like, yeah, derp. Okay. Double earrings, one earring, double earrings, one earring. It's weird how there's a shadow on the hair right behind her ear there, but okay. Nah. I'll stick with one earring on the left ear, but it'll look like the right. Yes. Tattoos. We got some weird blushy stuff and, you know, a tattoo, which I believe I can choose the kind. Or no, we can only choose one, and that's this butterfly thing, which of course we're going to totally keep because why the hell not? Need a good color for it though. Need a good color for it. Her hair pretty much hides the stupid thing anyway, so there's no real point to having it. Alright. Which means there is no tattoo color. Oh! Face paint. That's what I was thinking of. What's the difference between... okay. A flower, a weird looking symbol on her head, Krillin spots. Guess what I put on my Makote, guys. Chocobo check, always a classic. This is very warrior-y, actually. Ooh, so is that. I gotta remember what I'm making this character. But it has to be like a cute warrior. Like that. That's nice. I like that. We're gonna stick with that. I wouldn't see the point of reversing it. No, if it's light, then it... Again, I run into the same problem of it might as well not be there. And of course, we're gonna make it this purple color to match her eyes. Alright, now I gotta turn my volume up because otherwise I will not hear this. So you can choose different voices depending on her mood. That just sounds like... I should zoom out just a tad. It still needs to be louder. I still can't hear it. How did my soundbar get so freaking low? Nope. It's like it sounded fine there, and then you switch to happy, and then it's like, oh yeah, right. So different moods. This is anger. I believe this is the backslash... It's not fume. Fume is worse. No, it might be fume. This one is cheer, or some such nonsense. This is, laugh. Yes. And no. Also, that voice is really obnoxious and it would start grating on my nerves after a while. That's 2 one way. Okay. What was... Oh my god. Sounds like a bird when angry, and I don't even know what happy was. Ew. Seven was fine. He sounds like a baby, which is a little younger sounding than I was looking for. I like type 2. Type 2 is good. Okay. I also have no idea if the voices are actually different between all the characters. It sounds different on my Makote, so I'm going to assume yes. At the very least, there will be different voices between the different genders. Surprise. Oh yeah, you can also change your environment on this thing, you know. Look at how they'll look in the sunlight and the... Also sunlight. Also, if you hit triangle, it'll turn from day to night. The deserts of Thanalan. You can actually see Ul'dah in the background there. That's pretty nifty. Can you see Gridania? Well, I think I recognize that structure, but honestly, they all look the same. And then, of course, there's Lenosha. Oh, I definitely know where this is. This is near that stupid farm place, isn't it? No, that's Red Rooster's stead over there. I have been playing this game way too long. And now I've got an excuse to play for the internet. Also, you'll be noticing some videos, hopefully sometime pretty soon, I hope, of Sealing Fate, which will be, you know, some runs with Natsuki, either just running around different dungeons, or most likely I'm gonna try and record like FC things I do with my free company on her, so that'll be pretty cool. Not sure what that is. That is config. Okay, so that's what Square does. Square is pretty useless in this. That's just weird. Okay. I was curious and my curiosity led to odd things. Also, we're back to this, which is the default you're in space look, which is kind of odd. I should have been editing the whole time in this. Still looks good. Alright, confirm. And we're going to save the appearance data, because if I don't and I lose it, I will cry. So we're going to pull up our keyboard. Actually, why pull up a keyboard when I have a keyboard right over here that I could just use? Make it a little bit easier on myself. But I will not use the mouse. Also, I need to make this direct to chat. What are we gonna call her, you may ask? You know, I've been debating on this for a very, 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 very good amount of time. We're going to stick with the name Chizu, though. What is her last name going to be, you ask? I have no bloody clue. But, no. No. I have no idea what that was. How do I... No. What? How do you make this fucking escape? Okay. I think I needed to press a certain button here. Not triangle. That brings up the keyboard like an idiot. Oh, R2? No. Circle? Circle. It was freaking circle. I'm intelligent. Alright. So this is the birthday. No one has any idea what this is for, or if it even does anything, but we're going to choose, second umbral moon on the 20th day, because that's kind of my birthday. Except if it was my birthday, it'd be the 6th umbral moon. There you go. She shares my birthday now. And then there's this thing, which determines your elemental resistances and stuff. Will this actually matter in the long run? No, not really. You'll take a little less damage from things like Ifrit and Garuda, but other than that. I like to stick with the element of... Well, I mean, ice won't really help, now that I think about it, because there's no one who uses ice yet. Shiva will be coming soon, and in fact, if she does, she'll be the strongest primal. So I will stick with ice. And we're gonna go Birgot. Sounds good. No, that's lightning. I am not very smart. This one is ruler of rivers, so therefore these two. Oh, goddess of love. Perfect. Menfina. Alright, so the different classes. We've actually gotten into some, like, you know, sort of important stuff with the game. So, there are 3 different main cities, first of all. There are Ul'dah for the gladiator, also pugilist, Limsa, and Gridania. Ul'dah is a desert city. It's pretty good size, so I tend to get lost in it pretty easily. On top of that, this is the home of gladiator, pugilist, and thaumaturge. It's also near enough to Gridania that you can make a run there at about level 10, though I'd recommend 15 closer to. And live. Because they're both on the main continent. Gridania is the forest city. It is the home of the Lancer, the Archer, and the Conjurer. I mean, it's not too big, but it's split into 2 different sections. Actually, all of the cities are split into 2 different sections, I just realized. But I really like Gridania and its aesthetic, and their story is pretty cool. It has to do with their Seed Seer, which is their leader. It's a lady. She's a person. Oh, also the leader of Ul'dah is a princess. A Lalafell princess. She is adorable. There's not much else I can say about that, really. She's just freaking adorable. Finally, and the place with only 2 classes at the moment, though speculation states that it will be, if there is ever a gunslinger or a thief class, it will go here, in Limsa. This is an interesting city, being that it's on an island away from the main continent. So you have no way to get to Gridania or Ul'dah until you gain access to the airship. And it's home to only 2 classes, the Marauder and Arcanist. Arcanist? I don't know. Either way, we'll go through the different classes now. The Gladiator is a tanking class. They advance into Paladins. They use Sword and Shield. They are described to be really good at holding one enemy's aggro really easily, whereas they struggle a bit with multi-targeting, though I've never had a problem with Paladins being able to do that once they have both Shield Oath and that thing that they do that strikes the ground and a bunch of blue things shoot out of the ground. I don't know, we'll probably see a bit of Gladiator play later when I need to advance as a Marauder, but we'll worry about that when the time comes. The Pugilist is the fist fighter. They advance, of course, into Monk. They are a physical DPS, or damage per second, which makes no sense. So, they're a damage class. I should also mention that roles in this game are split three main ways. Tanking, which is Gladiator and Marauder. DPS, which is Pugilist, Lancer, Archer, Thaumaturge, and half of Arcanist, but we'll talk about that when we get there. And Healers, which is Conjurer, and the other half of Arcanist. Their roles are pretty simple to explain. Tankers tank the enemies. They draw their aggro and take a bunch of hits, while the healers heal them, and the DPS damages the crap out of them. and then eventually things die, and everything's great. Unless someone dies, in which case, it's not so great. Yeah, especially if the healer dies. The tank usually doesn't last too long if the healer dies. And if the tank dies, well, the healer can usually keep the DPS up for 2 rounds, and then they die. Especially in the really high level dungeons. And if a healer, or if the DPS dies, well, you get 2. So it'll just take forever for you to kill anything. But there's a chance your healer could be able to raise them. But only in really high level dungeons, and only if they've advanced Thaumaturge to 26. So yeah, the Pugilist is a physical DPS. They do a lot of targeting, or no, not targeting, positional attacks. Which means that for certain attacks to get boosts in damage, they have to be standing in a certain way around the enemy for them to work. And if your tank's not doing their job and holding aggro, well, a Pugilist's job becomes 100 times harder. The Marauder I'll talk about last. Lancer is the other physical DPS class. They are kind of like Monk in a way. They have 2 attacks that need to be positional, but other than that, they can wail on an enemy from wherever they damn well please. This is also Natsuki's main class. They advance into Dragoons, which have access to a bunch of jump abilities and awesome cooldowns and all sorts of fun stuff. I love playing Dragoon. They do have this reputation of dying a lot, though, but I try not to. Keyword being try. Archer was actually what Natsuki started as. Archers are archers. They have bows and they shoot enemies from a distance. They're a physical DPS versus a magic DPS, which is important against certain bosses, but not a lot of them. And certain encounters too, like turn 4 of Coil, which we won't be running into for quite a while. They advance into Bards, which is very interesting advance, I've always thought, because they gain access to songs, which help, for instance, one of the most important ones is Mage's Ballad. It, man, my throat's getting dry. It heals, it regenerates MP, which is really important for certain encounters that the mages are going crazy with their MP on. So, yeah. It does decrease their damage output, though. So they're more of like a support class than a DPS class, but they are counted as a DPS, which means they get DPS keys. It's great. Anyway, next up is Conjurer. They are one of the healers. Only 2 healing classes, by the way, in this game, just like there are only 2 tanking classes. Assuming they're going to be making more of them. But they advance into White Mage. Now, Conjurers are alone in their heals, and it'll make more sense when I explain Arcanist. But they have the job of keeping the tanks up, but they also have the best protect, because theirs is traded with something called Pro Shell, which is like protect and shell at the same time. So it's kind of like Mighty Guard, except without haste. So they get that, and they also have a traded stone skin. So they have a bunch of good heals and really good emergency heals as well. I'm not sure how good versus, say, the Scholar's Lust rate, but one of these days I'm going to invest the time into making a White Mage. Maybe it'll be on Chizu here, maybe it'll be on Natsuki, I don't know. Natsuki, by the way, will be further referred to as Natsu for sake of my everything. Next up is one of the only 2 damage magic classes, though if you think about it, there's only 2 physical DPS as well. But one of the 2 magical DPS, Thaumaturge, they advance into Black Mage. Black Mages are really, really good at doing lots and lots of burst damage. I mean, if you have a critical hit with a fire 3, holy crap, your damage is going through the roof, man. But they also have the lowest HP of everybody, including Conjurers and Arcanists. I also just accidentally used my touchpad as a thing, and now I can't move. Okay. So they have to be kind of careful. They are pretty fragile. They do have a couple of skills like Mana Wall, I think it's called. I'm not sure. I'm not a black mage, so I couldn't tell you. But they're pretty important in one dungeon. But we'll talk about that one day in the future. Alright. Finally, but 2 is Arcanist. Now, Arcanist is interesting because they start as a DPS class, and they are a summoner type. They have a little carbuncle, and he's the most adorable dang thing you'll ever witness, and I'm sure I will show him to you, because I am sure I'm going to need to advance into Arcanist at least enough to get Physic to get through one of the story quests, but we'll see how that goes. I never did try a tanker through the story quest, so maybe just having Bloodbath will be enough. Anyway, so Arcanist advances into 2 different classes, jobs. They can continue down their DPS tree and become a summoner and be able to summon the smaller versions of the 3 main primals, Ifrit, Garuda, and Titan, which all have their own role in a party. It's very interesting. And then they can also branch off into a healing, which is Scholar. And that's what Natsu is now, because healing queues are much faster than DPS queues. Also, my eyes are starting to hurt for some reason, so I'm gonna make this quicker. So, finally, and the one we're going with is Marauder. Marauder is the other tank class. They have giant axe, and they do a little bit more damage from what I've been told than a paladin. And, yeah, I mean, they're also famed to be really good at holding many enemies aggro at once. But if they need to focus an enemy, apparently they have a little difficulty with it, but I've never seen a problem with that. But there you go. That's what I know. So that's what we're going to try. I usually hate tanking in video games like this, MMOs especially. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Now, we are choosing a very specific world. The world is just, you know, it's the world. Excuse me. The world is, it determines who you play with, basically. And I'm going to be creating her own fairy because I have no reason not to. So her first name will be Chizu. That was the easy part. Now I get to sit here for a while, a minute, a few seconds, I hope, and come up with a surname. It would be much easier if I had, something in here. No one can see what I'm doing, so I'm gonna cut for a second and be right back. Here's hoping this takes. Also, welcome back everyone to Let's Play this. Assuming I take it. Yes! So, she is born. Chizu Sakuragi. And that's all for this episode. This very exciting, very long, very rambly episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. Join me next time when we actually play the game. Until then, later guys.